Welcome. This is Dynasty the podcast show. I am your host, Ira Bush. Today's episode is called The Art of Media. Now, today, it's my birthday week. I just turned 34. I know y'all want me to age myself all the time. I know how I go, how the game go, but I don't really care. Like I said, I always speak honest, and this is my week to speak how I want to speak, and I'm proud of what I've accomplished so far. I'm not satisfied by any means, but I am happy with what I've done with my life so far. I was able to accomplish being a father, and I'm still a father. So, that's my biggest thing. I appreciate that more than anything. Then this comes is like just being a person of my family, and then being a coach and mentor to others. And like I said, I'm appreciative of what I've been able to do. My biggest thing is, I just need the help of the community, the help of the people to like get on the path of being mature, actually using their spirit for the correct things and not trying to be, it's easy to be, it's easy to like, go all out in a negative way, but it's hard to remain calm in tight situations. And it's hard to remain calm when you're back against the wall. So, those people who had to go in and about their family and respect, I never would condone, I would never like dish you on something like that you had to do, say, even if you felt like after the fact that it might have been a little excessive. I don't judge those type of things. Now, it might look bad on the other side that, when that thing, something may have happened, but you got to realize, I always speak on these things. Like, I don't want nobody that's not able to defend themselves around me or able to even speak up for themselves correctly. So, I don't come from that. I don't, my family don't condone that, no matter, no shape or form. You know what I'm saying? We raise our kids to protect themselves and to speak up for themselves. So either both ways, probably both 9 times out of 10, but it's gonna go that way every time. Now, other than that, I really like to continue the process of building my I won't call it an empire. It's not really an empire. I'm already come from something. So, I would like to organize keep my family, try to continue to keep my family organized in a correct and structured way. And, that's all it is. And I would love to continue to do it from Florida. And I don't want nobody to think that I'm doing this, speaking like this because, but I would like people to join in on just being positive and not seeing it like we trying, like I'm like it's some kind of bully tech. I don't feel like, stuff has been done and people take things the wrong ways. You just got to be made who you made to be. So that being said, it's a lot going on today. I've been speaking like this for the last, I think, month and a half. Education, why we in a war with other countries that we not supposed to be in, why we trying to create another war. That's the big topic right now in politics, this Iran and Israel thing. Unfortunately, U.S. government. I just seen the clip of the film of I didn't even watch it yet. The clip of the Florida governor who does not do his job in Florida at all. He can't. The reason why he can't claim anything in Florida because he's not a true Floridian. First and foremost, he might have been born, but he's definitely not a Floridian. Second, he not even in his position to operate. He over there trying to save Israel, talking about they need help, and then they over here probably still doing deals with Iran, and that look ass backwards. I'm just saying like that. That don't look right. That don't look correct. I didn't watch the thing. I just seen his key, like to say key things and make things look good and cool. Then you got our supposedly commander in chief out here looking like he like a chicken with his head cut off right now. He looking real goofy out here. So, we got to try to reel him in, make sure he ain't spazzing out probably on Twitter. I don't even be on Twitter because I know it's probably stupid stuff on there. But, he says the same stuff. Or it's a little bit toned down when he says it, but he probably be going still in on Twitter. and I try to stay out of that realm of dummy and like judgmental ways. You know what I'm saying? So I could say if he put it out there in the atmosphere, put it out there on the media speaking, then I'm gonna just go ahead and critique it. So I look at it that way. You can't get mad for me putting the information that you put out. Like that is just dumb. I don't care what nobody say. I don't feel no kind of way. I got my own opinion. I paid my taxes. Y'all stole my tax. Y'all need to pay me my income tax. Before you judge me and file it, I file every year. And I, you know what I'm saying, I don't really, the way I was doing it, I was make sure I was doing my job as a father, and I wasn't even chilling. I was chilling, you know what I'm saying? But now we're gonna kick it in high gear. Y'all ain't sent me 3 or 4 of my checks. So before y'all even come at me in it sideways, make sure you pay me for what I've done. You know what I'm trying to say? And I've been sparing y'all because I'm gonna remind y'all why I can speak like this. Cause y'all very disrespectful. That's for sure. When it comes to the higher level of government, y'all disrespectful for real. So we gonna continue to chop away at y'all stupidity and make marks and make y'all look stupid and dumb every time we get a chance. And that's me talking. So, and whoever with me. So we're gonna continue. Like I said, we're gonna break down. I'm gonna let y'all listen to what he said. Listen to some of these news report outlets talking about the Iran-Israel situation. Um, I feel like the message is getting out in the biggest way. Like the field is getting dominated by real people who come with pure intentions and from their section, from their state. Our governor don't do a good job, so people in Florida got to speak up. People in the South got to speak up when these white supremacists, people who are call themselves in control, or these sellout artists and people at the top, whatever they doing, they got to be quiet right now because they ain't getting it done. They ain't really coherent. They ain't understanding of it, of what really be going on. Like y'all kids is coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like how y'all gonna go against? That don't even make sense. There's a whole different spirit, like rebirth from your gender, your lineage. Like they don't even be on what y'all on. They're not gonna be on what you on. That's how it work. The kids under the children under us definitely ain't with whatever they talking about. Definitely ain't with this old energy, old sacrificial, old dumb. Do it for somebody else as energy. They not on that at all. So hopefully you're not teaching your kids to sell out for nothing. And I know when it comes to influence, that's why I gotta speak like this in a broad way. I got a lot of family, so we ain't selling out this time. We ain't gonna even try to tap dance for nobody, and that's the message I've been saying since I've been speaking these past few weeks, if I like month and a half. So it's gonna be an everyday reminder. Other than that, let's continue, man. We're gonna we got other stuff. We got sports. The NBA Finals game was excellent game yesterday. It was very entertaining. It's a game 7. Shout out to the Panthers. They won I think I mentioned that, but they won the day before. So the NHL, the Florida Panthers have brought the Stanley Cup back. I mentioned that. That's a great thing. I'm gonna start breaking down. The top. I'm gonna try to break down the top 30, 40 NBA prospects. I forgot to actually do that. I've been watching the games, so I haven't really been like I did that last year. I did the top 50. I wanted to do all 100, but it was what I'm saying. I don't really, it's so many. It's not that much separating these people, and then they pick favoritism half the time when the NBA comes. Then they be cutting people in the first round and all kind of crashed out. The Lakers, my favorite team growing up. They just sold for $10 billion. So I'm shocked that they did that. The way the story's been told, how the beginning of the NBA, how they had to lead the ABA and NBA, whatever, and then it was not a lot of money into the league. It was like how they describe it. Then Magic and Larry Bird came in the late 70s in college, and then they said this is gonna be what takes us off. They already had Dr. J in the league, Oscar Robertson, all them stars, Jerry West. You can name Bill Russell. All these people were in the league, but it wasn't that how you said that storm that Magic and Larry brought was different, and the media was getting different. The star quality, we had the the cocaine cowboy era, the Cowboys in the 70s, all that all that flashiness was happening during that time when the boys was coming out. So all that stuff was, it's been documented. There ain't nothing that ain't been documented. So I ain't really true about that. So, and I probably mixed it up because the Dolphins was 72. So I'm just talking about that era just in the South and just in the West Coast about the same type of energy. It's on the beach and all that. So with LA and all that. So it's a shocking. It's not shocking. I don't really know how they sold $10 billion is a lot of money. I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to do the everyday monetarily duties that if you watch they just did the Showtime, the Lakers Showtime. It was more like it wasn't exaggerated. I don't think the stories was exaggerated, but they didn't. All of them didn't tell their story how they wanted to tell it, so we can't really call that the truth. But it was a lot of stories it was a lot of true stories in it. So if you watch that, you'll understand. Like they had a lot of financial people. Everybody wanted to be a part, including the people in the underworld wanted to be a part of the Lakers and stuff during that change. And Magic signing that 25-year, $1 million dumb contract. That man was worth $1 billion then. Like $1 million for $1 billion. That ain't make no sense. He made $1 billion every time they played. So that's what you got to think about stuff like that in the story. Story like that is really what was told in the documentaries. Like they were talking about that 25-year contract for a long time. And Magic, even with Jordan not getting paid a lot until like his in the late 90s and all goofy stuff going on, like these people made these people billions of dollars. And, I'm glad that the NFL, it's crazy because like the quarterbacks, okay, the players making 60, 70 million now. Okay, the top players. And the NFL quarterbacks making 50 to 60 million for the top quarterback. So you see, like Lamar, I'm gonna just use Lamar and the golden, the new golden, how they like to hop on one person. But from the Bills, he getting paid more than Lamar Jackson, which is crazy. He, what I'm saying? It's like I ain't hating, but I could tell, like, he's not, he probably gonna win. He maybe win one. You get what I'm saying? You still got Patrick Mahomes who did his job, did his work. He's a real winner. Got one of the greatest coaches by far that ever touched the field as a leader, like as a overseer of both the whole organization, just being a GM, definitely a GM and a head coach. As the quality he is, and he built so many the teams he with the Eagles, and as a coordinator with the Packers, working with Brett Favre, working with Donovan McNabb, now with Patrick Mahomes, like Andy Reid, one of the greatest to ever do it. So, and it's proof in his players and his Hall of Fame type quality players. And Patrick Mahomes definitely Hall of Fame. He already won. I think he won 2 or 3 already. So he been at 3. I think he definitely went 3. He definitely won at least 2, and definitely got 2 or 3 MVPs. And like I said, and then go with Lamar. He ain't even 30 yet. He should have won MVP last year. He should have had 3 MVPs. But the league, you know how that go when you see you at the top as the leader of the new school or the whatever they call it, the new generation. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see that face everywhere, and that's what it is. That's the top. That's the most supreme athlete since LeBron is Lamar Jackson. And that's just hands down what it is. 4.2 speed, 99 throwing power. You know what I'm saying? Like he do everything. So what I'm talking about? Like I ain't gonna say he got the best accuracy. I know he's slinging it though. Definitely slinging it 60, 70 yards easily. And that's for sure. Easily with a flick of a wrist. So all that stuff gonna catch up with when you get the awareness and the understanding of the league and how the coverages, all that stuff done caught up already. So he definitely in the 90 for accuracy. He never been under like 65%. I don't even think, except since his rookie year or some stuff like that. Something he probably was in that. He never had issues with accuracy to me. So all that is just over exaggeration anyways. Might have been decision making his first 2 or 3 years, but and I think, and I'm not even being funny. The crazy thing about it for me is last year I could actually sit up here and be honest. I think Lamar Jackson was one of the reasons they didn't win the game, but it was like what about the other 2 3 years? Like you can't like this. That's just how the balance of it goes. You know, as a player, if you ever been in the game and you be like you blame somebody for why they, I'm talking about your confines of your one of your best players, your favorite homeboy, or your coaches speak to you one on one. You had that moment where you be like, this person did this. Like that happens to everybody. I played O line. I didn't get those opportunities much, but I coached enough. So that happens all the time. So you probably just had your time where it was your time to really honestly get blamed for not winning. You know what I'm saying? But the other few years it was definitely play calling, definitely not being better than far as players. All that stuff is just add up. Now you see who you got, D Hop, the likely been for me. I started likely when he got drafted. So when he got in last year, he was the most supreme as far as athletic ability. I won't say like the little route running and knowing how to get space and being on time. Because Andrews missed I don't know if it was focus or just being a little banged up. He missed a lot of passes. Just being in the moment. Like he used to like never drop passes. You know what I'm trying to say? So they trying to, the torch probably finna get passed, not this year, but next year. I think they got another tight end that's pretty nice. They just signed Alexander, Jared Alexander. That was one of Lamar teammates. I'm a Florida State fan. I don't watch a lot of games no more because I'm not really cheering for a certain team because I'm already talking sports, so I'm being nice today. It kind of went on, but I'm gonna just move on. I talk a little bit more about. I try not to keep it personal. So shout out to the Ravens. They doing their job. They building their team properly. They don't have money issues. They've been doing it less way. So shout out to them. I'm still Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm Florida now. I can't really go against home teams and all that. So we're gonna talk about that in sports. Now let's get to it. That was a long intro, but we're gonna break some of this stuff down. Now we're gonna go straight into this. I guess that's a lot going on. I'm gonna play. We're gonna start with the politics today. Um, like I said, we're gonna break down what they talking about with Israel. There's people. Hold on. Okay, they acting like they don't know what's going on, but we gonna. Okay, now we locked in into some. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna let y'all listen to is okay. This doesn't have to do with the Iran, but it might have something. She might mention it, but she just mentioned is how the ICE and all that. It's too much of the authority feeling threatened. They feel threatened. They say, but they just ain't been doing their job properly for a long time. So it's a retaliation on not respecting their authority. So this is basically what I've been speaking on all the time. I told y'all a few stories what happened to me when I was younger and with the police and all that. And then even recently how they disrespect my face card, my social, my birth rights and all that, and be them disrespecting me not by giving me my income tax, people committing frauds, stopping my debit cards, calling, at the top. This has been going on for the last few years, making it tough for me to even feed my, work properly, go to get get my side job and coach, and it's just now getting back correct. So when people be frying, then you gotta sit back and you know what it is, you know how it's gonna go at the end if you ain't the real one. So that's all I'm saying. So I'm gonna let y'all listen. This is what's her name? I can't remember. This is Elon Elon Omar. This is just something she was speaking on about last week, and I'm gonna let y'all listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I like the way she speaks, so we're gonna listen to what she has to say, and it's just gonna break it down a little bit. I'm gonna let y'all listen to a little bit of it, and we're gonna see it. We're gonna go forward because there's a lot of stuff Trump been saying. He's telling me he got a 2 week. I'm gonna just let y'all hear it. Okay, y'all remember I try not to entertain these stupid type of tactics. This man is not a soldier, not even a little bit. Don't have no kind of like no combat, no nothing, no. He's not a soldier, so this is just a little part. Little he did this for his birthday or whatever they did all that little. They don't even need to have him in control of anything like this. This man has checked out his what do you call it? His I'm trying to use the correct word. His his temperament reads not all the way there for a soldier. You know what I'm talking about? For being the person over this the whole thing, he a crash dummy. He'll go in there. He throw him in on the front line. That's what type of temperament and that's what he check out as. He don't have the logistics to be over anybody, any tinks, any nothing. You know what I'm talking about? So this just we're gonna skip past what he anything he had going on that day. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna skip him over for that day. Okay, that was her opening state. This is a 12-minute clip. Basically, what I said is what she said. They told it like it's like you failed. That's why you're doing this. Like something didn't go your way. You had to do this. That looked just like what I was saying. I didn't even want listening my first time listening to her. I just make sure I save that clip because I know it's gonna be similar to what I'll be feeling just watching this whole whatever they calling it right now. You know what I'm talking about? So You know what I'm saying? There's other stuff coming out, other stuff finna, finna play some more stuff. Um, and then we're gonna move on from politics, and after that, we're gonna break down some sports, talk community, what I'm talking about. So we're gonna just let it be what it is. I can't, you know, it's actually okay, I'm gonna play y'all Bernie Sanders, talking about Trump, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna listen to what he had to say about his take on what's going on in this with his cabinet and him, with the president. We're gonna see what he talking about, let's see what he got to say. That's what I'm just giving y'all, these are people that have tons of experience as politicians, tons of experience in media. And, the way you that's why I said that the art of media. I said like this, you got to use what they say and make sure they doing what they, if it's that bad, make sure you got people that can combat them and check them. So that's all that's going on. Make sure the checks and balances happening. So we're gonna go talk to Bernie Independent, Bernie Sanders. Mm. This guy is basically an unofficial president of whatever he got going on in his own little world. Everybody know about white supremacy and white power. This is white power. This is not white supremacy. So what I'm trying to tell y'all, when he basically been, he literally said the same thing I've been saying, bar for bar, word for word. He just have more details. So we supporting this person and that person, and then we figure out these people trying to blow our fucking tops out in the United. Excuse me, they trying to blow our tops out in the United States. Let me quit. I be getting excited sometimes because I be laughing about. You know, I ain't gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna just. I might play the rest tomorrow. You feel me? It's 8 more minutes on him going in, so I'll play the rest tomorrow. I like the way like when I be seeing stuff, it just be like surfaced or very broad because I'm only in Florida, so I talk about what I be going through all the time. But then again, I still gotta live here. I still want my child to be big and as big as she gonna be and what she wanna be. And, you know, and same with my nieces and nephews, I want them to not even be. I don't even want them to even think. I don't even want them to even have a little bit of a fear of walking around the United States. I don't even want them to even, you know, we ain't associated with no crumb, dumb idiots out here. You know what I'm saying? We don't even want them around when they get adults. You feel me? So I appreciate this person coming up speaking the same thing I've been speaking. Like I say, I try to find people like me. I'm not even gonna speak too much. I got other stuff. We're gonna go into the Iran Israel stuff tomorrow. Like it's already, I'm just laying the groundwork. I like to let people do their own research so I don't sound like I'm just saying stuff out of the way. It's some stuff I'm gonna speak on tomorrow. Cause I know it's getting a little, you know, I want to talk sports. Y'all seen I was already talking sports. So, you know, today it's it's Friday. You know what I'm saying? Monday, I got to go into the community for me personally. We got, you know, I got practice Monday. We're going off a win that we, you know, on my birthday, I got a win from my youth basketball team that I'm a head coach for in the rec league we in. It's gonna be fun to like, you know, just keep adding on to what we learned. I seen like the game action, like the way I coach them. It's like I be happy because you know when the stuff that you coach and it just like it works out, it planned out. It like it works out to it's like synchronicity. This I can't say the word right now, but you know we all in unison. We all making it happen. So, you know, we only won by 3. But like I said, this is the league. They thought we was on, you know, it happens every time I coach. They only get better every week. Every week, if we had more practice time, it would be even more advanced. But we get one day of practice, one play of the game, and it's just a rec team. But it's fun. Like I get to help the youth. I get to be back in my mode. And you know, I get to pop off how I'm popping off right now with no questions asked. Cause it's everything coming out gonna always easy. Look, it's either the truth or it's gonna be the truth. So I'll be looking at it like that. If you understand what type of person I am, that's what it is. But so we're gonna move on. Shout out to my new group of young men and young ladies because it's a co-ed team. I got everybody involved, so you know we outside. We outside for the summer for sure. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we got a tough game. Our toughest opponent, I think we play them this week. So you know I gotta figure out how to stop their all their 12-year-olds that they have, you know what I'm saying? They loaded their team up after we did the draft. So it was kind of funny. I talked about that last week. It was funny how I'm like, why y'all ain't just say y'all wanted to wait till we do the draft? You know, we make it even. They got the advanced girls out there crossing over. I'll be like, what? They all did me in. But I got a nice, you know, my 12-year-old girl, she's really good. So she's not as good as far as like she's pretty good. She just need more she's not as advanced, but she's pretty good. So when she get to work and stuff like that, then they'll be okay. Now that's it for community. We're gonna probably go to I meant to call. I call them. Hopefully, I ain't gonna get done. I'm gonna get. I'm not gonna go to the school board meeting. I might go pop up on the see if the Pompano mayor is living how he say he doing his bio. I might go to church tomorrow on Sunday and see how he living if he actually show up. So you never know. That's how I feel. You know, I get up 4 o'clock in the morning about mine, so I might pop up in Broward Sunday and see what the mayor doing if he go to church or not. You know what I'm saying? I actually, it ain't no maybe. I am gonna do it. So yeah, I'm gonna go to church on Sunday, see what he do, see how he living, see if he doing his job properly. That's on me. So um basically that's what they know. That's what it is for the community. We popping in, we going in. We finna. I told you I don't play about mine. So Broward, I don't. Ain't nothing gonna be comfortable for the principal, the deans, the mayor, the mayor councils, and whatever they calling it over there. I'm trying to kick everything over about mine because everything ain't forgotten. So it ain't gonna be what it's gonna be. Yeah. So that's it for that. And you know how I'm working in Palm Beach. I already know y'all fraud from the sheriffs. You know it's to the police. Y'all been fraud. I gotta handle y'all way different way over here. It's same with Broward, but I can't. I don't live there, so you know I just gotta keep being bigger than all the crumb old flagging old fraud old. You know what I'm saying? You know how I get by my. They ain't even paying me my money right over here playing around. Yeah, I gotta do it, man. Very nicely now. I'm being very nice about it. By you, mind you, I got to catch what they was doing, but I caught what they doing, and we're gonna talk real small about them. They real crumbs, like. But let's continue, man. We're gonna move on. We gonna diss the community people too, man. You know, we gotta get the right people involved, the right people in. You know what I'm saying? They think, you know, people think they people be doing more, but you know, they don't even be doing much. They be thinking of something that's more important than what I'm talking about, but it's gonna get done. I still get spiritually attacked. You see, I ain't never had no bag under my eye. I get so much sleep. It's just people you want to be have your energy. They don't got it. They never will have it. You know what I'm talking about? So I get plenty of rest, but you know they only attack you when you sleep. So that's kind of weird. They didn't want me to work hard. It's like a backwards way United States do stuff. So you know, and like I said, it's way other times that I haven't tapped into that they gonna have to feel me if they ain't doing it. They don't get stuff done in a quick manner. You know what I'm talking about? So we gonna let it be what it is. Now on to the very fun and nice things, sports. Like I was talking about NBA, the game was very, very, very entertaining. The Indiana crowd just was overwhelming for OKC. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander had a very unusual game with 8 turnovers. That's the game plan they should have been doing, sending the blitz to him, getting the ball out his hand very fast because he get his spot. The first 5 games, he got to his spot at ease whenever he wanted to. They got to come with a better plan. If they send a blitz, they got to create better, more space for him. He know how to create his own space, but you know what I'm saying, that creates turnover because he's taking a risk by trying to cut through. You know what I'm saying? They probably watched enough film. One of the ones he was going for is going to his move on the right side of the court. And number 2, I forgot how to pronounce his last name, but he basically just stuck with him and he got that steal because he stuck with him. He don't cross over. So I seen that. That's just like a film thing when he watched enough of his game to know that he wasn't gonna cross over with the other end, and he got that steal. That's big in the game, you know, as a turnover. So it's just like little stuff like that. I'll be peeping. I watch basketball for real, so I don't even my. I ain't even gonna tell y'all how much I used to play with older people. Like real talk. Like I played with one of the better. Like I can't even. He probably should have played. Definitely was good enough to play college. I don't know how to explain that, but he probably just did. He ain't like the authority type of all the system going to. You know, not even dumb, but just like wasn't even on all that. He was on some. You see what was gonna be on. I ain't even gonna say too much, but we're gonna continue. Let's move on. Basketball. You know, NBA. It is what it is. You know, it was a good game. Game 7. I think Indiana got a better coach, more experienced coach. They got about the same type of players, so it's a toss up still. If Indiana come out defensively like they did, they only scored 91 points on them. They caused 8 turnovers from the MVP. They held the second tier star, the second, the young star in check, Williams, and in check, and he didn't drop 40 on them. So that's what I was looking at. I was like, he dropped 40 on them last game. So, Obi Toppin had a great game for Indiana. He gotta have that same energy. He hit key 3-pointers. The difference in the game was basically him for far as points. It was Obi Toppin, and just that energy he brought. He looked like he was amped up from. I like that coming off the bench, give you 20 points. That's nice. That's like a starter give you 35 points, just coming off the bench. So it's the same with O'Connell. He played well as the last 2 games, and those Obi is a little bit younger than O'Connell, but everything, I think Indiana got the players to win it all, and I think it'll be good for that area, that community, that state. They ain't the only person who don't won in Indiana has been I think Peyton Manning got one, Tony Dungy got a championship. But just seeing Reggie Miller them on the sideline, all the former players was cool, because I like the way that the fans are there, and they ain't won since Michael Jackson and Peyton Manning. So and Janet Jackson too. But nah, for real, man. Like I appreciate I appreciate all that this a nice area over there. So if they win, that's fine. So anyway, OKC, they got a lot of history. Oklahoma got a lot of history. Just winning over there would be cool too. So how they did the African descendant blacks people over there. They went and dropped a real bomb on they're trying to relive that type of energy over here in the United States. I just played y'all some stuff. So hopefully we don't got to get real grimy with these people who think they stumping on stuff that ain't really doing that, but trying to scare tap people and control things and control the whole way of life. They need to get on with their life. They need to get on with just how the world is for real. So that's about it. That's it for sports. Now I didn't get to watch WNBA or nothing, but y'all make sure y'all support those females and the women, and make sure that's the fact that the league has lasted this long. It's not going nowhere. Women's college basketball been big. The WNBA already has like a spring league with the unrivaled 3-on-3, which is star power, create their stars, hype their stars up. They don't have to leave and go overseas every year. Some of them still probably gonna do it. You do all 3, but it's big to keep your stars home, so they know. If you know anything about the way that it is, the women are the main people in the world. I don't care how strong a man is. They protect and shield from, the worst, but the women are the ones that have the thought, that have the plan, that have to, make sure the plan get fulfilled. So people have to understand that, I talk like this because, when you got to do it by yourself, you can speak, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody is here next to me trying to, make sure my plan gets properly done. And when I was sharing my ideas, they wanted to take it to other people. So that ain't how we working and running. Like it ain't going down like that. Ain't nobody really get over on me. People just, if you really know what it is, it's just like somebody wanted me to be delayed. It ain't no big deal at this point. But now that we move on to talk sports, like I said, I'm gonna be heavy on the NBA draft. It's next week. It's next week. Yeah, I think it's next week, next Saturday, next Friday and Saturday or Wednesday, whatever day it was. We're gonna chime in. We're gonna break some stuff down Monday and Tuesday for sure. Like who my top prospects, what I think, it's stuff already happened with trades. I think it's funny that the league has trades happening for the next year, and then there's still teams they might want in on this action. So the longer you stay in, the more you gonna be behind for the next year. So that's how cool the NBA is. It gets spaced out when it comes to like putting people where they want to be, how it's going to be, and all that. So it's good. It's very vibrant for sports. And then you got this soccer league going on. I don't really know soccer is a very big international sport. So shout out to soccer players. I watched the Rays games. Unfortunately, we lost. But we had so many. The craziest thing about yesterday's Rays game is Tampa Bay Rays versus Baltimore Orioles. Like I said, I support the home team for sure. But the game, I was watching them. I was in where I was. I was watching the Rays and the NBA Finals game both. And pitching, I can't like first. We didn't win because we didn't score enough points. It was like 5-1, I think. But the problem I had yesterday is the pitching. It was 2-1. The pitcher had let them. They ended up switching the pitchers out, and then the reliever 3-run home run. We down 4-1. We down 5-1, and I'm like, well, damn, but dang, like why y'all don't let them play the whole to 7 innings? Like it's not even a game that we lose down. Like it ain't his fault. Then they had an earned run run from an error, and that was just a little lax, and I would just be like, they gotta trust the pitching a little bit better because it's not easy to pitch in the league. So even if they get a hit or two, you gotta respect letting them get out of situations. And then the reliever got a 3 error run. He still got the earned runs was for the starting pitcher because he didn't get a chance to recover. So I'll be looking at that. I'm big on. I watch pitching. I know most people watch pitching, but I really watch pitching and defense. Like I don't even play. I watch the way people hit too. Like that's why baseball is a very intricate sport. So I enjoy watching it. I used to watch it when I was younger. I'm starting to pick up watching it now, so it's all good. Now that's it for sports. I don't have too much other things to say. I really do appreciate y'all listening and tuning in. Tomorrow we will have a show. I don't think there's nothing going on tomorrow. We'll talk more about it. Matter of fact, I'm going to start breaking down the NBA prospects tomorrow. That's going to be something I do tomorrow. I'm just start with like 10. I'm trying to get as much as I can in an hour. I ain't really tripping too much. Y'all know what I do when I break this down. People that I was talking about last year, there's on my old page on YouTube that people hacked and stole and want to be me still, like I be telling I still don't got that. They really be hacking my I can't make this up. They changed my email passwords and all that stuff like that. I can't even log in and fast to fill out for financial aid next year. It's that bad. They really trying to beat me out here. I think it's funny. I showed y'all my 2 ID numbers. That was the funniest thing ever. I should go up there and be like, "Who's me? Which one is me?" But nah, real talk, man. I'm gonna get that handled. I just gotta let them bubble. I'm trying to cook them for real. Whoever did that, they committed some high level treason for real. But unless it's family, I ain't really saying too much. But like still, I can't do too. I ain't want you nothing to happen to you. But they ain't communicate a little bit better now, cause I know I got a big family. I ain't hating on that. But I ain't going for it if you know who he is. If you white supremacy or you affiliated with them with little hate groups, I ain't with you. You know what I'm talking about? And you can't be me. You can't be in my circle. So I don't want to be on all that. I'm talking real honest right now too. So it's funny if it's family. If it ain't family, I can't help you. It's gonna sink. Your ship sink. This is over for you. But nah, real talk. I appreciate y'all tuning in. This is Dynasty the Podcast Show. Thank you for listening. I know I don't get that many views. I ain't really tripping about that. Y'all get the message eventually. But I'm Ira Bush, the real Ira Bush. And I appreciate y'all listening, man. Thank you. I'll see y'all later. See y'all tomorrow.